Good morning, gladiators. We who are about to play Salutio. Hey, everybody. The game's Gladiator returns. And today I have a good game for you. I hope it's a good game. It's the sequel to a very popular game from a few years ago called Darkest Dungeon. And I'm sure most of you have heard of that from Red Hook Studios. Now, Darkest Dungeon 2 was in early access for quite a while on the Epic Game Store. And has now finally gone into full release on Epic and also on Steam. And to mixed reviews. Well, mostly positive, but by the standards of a AAA game, not the reception that they've wanted. So it's sitting at 75% after roughly 5,000 reviews on Steam, which compared to their first game, which was, I'm sure, in the 90s or more, I'd say they would be disappointed with how Darkest Dungeon 2 has turned out. And I've read a bunch of different things about it, and people have their reasons, but we're going to check it out today and form our own opinion over the next sort of 15, 20 minutes. Obviously not long enough to really decide whether a game is good or not. But I'm curious to see what they've changed, what's different, and where the horrific adventures of our heroes take us from here. So grab a torch, because it is dark out there, and a place full of ruin. Ruin has come to our stagecoach. So let's jump in right now to Darkest Dungeon 2. Red Hook Studios. This game was actually made in Unity, funny enough, which is the engine that made a lot of your favorite games, no doubt. Rather maligned at the moment for many, many reasons, which I won't get into today. But if you're a game developer, I'm sure you know all about that. Darkest Dungeon is about making the most of a bad situation. You are not expected to succeed on your first expedition. Heroes will die, failure will abound, and the world will seek to smother your flame. And so on and so on. Darkest Dungeon 2 is sort of obscured by the clouds. And your ultimate goal in this game is to reach the mountain, I believe. Now, I did start a journey last week for a few minutes, but didn't get far enough to really bother. So it was pretty, for all intents and purposes, a fresh experience. So we're going to go begin new journey, abandon last expedition.
Learn from each attempt. Deepen your understanding.
Right, well, that was our last attempt, which we didn't do anything. Okay, that beautiful narration is from Wayne June, who really, I believe, his voice makes this game. Without his voice, this game wouldn't have done half as well. And, just a good narrator can really turn your game from a good game into a great game. So you have a stagecoach. There's our little horses there pulling our stagecoach. You're on the road in Darkest Dungeon 2 instead of inside a dungeon. Now, here's our first destination. You move with the arrow keys, by the way. The Altar of Hope, which is basically your upgrade area. In the first one you had the town. Now you have the Altar of Hope. And these are basically where you can kind of visit. But we're sort of only in working fields.
To recall a thing is to make it real once more.
So you can upgrade things. Trinkets. We got a new trinket. Hold that. New combat item.
A drop of sanity.
I'm not really sure what this stuff does yet.
Madness.
We won some candles in the last attempt, but for the purposes of this, I'm just clicking randomly. It's a little weird in terms of the first time you play this, you don't get any of that. Because I died, though, I kind of have gone back in and searched that. But anyway, you move around this map in the dark, and then things come out of the fog.
Indistinct and ill-lighted. No comfort awaits you here.
So, complete your confession. What could that mean? Denial.
You have cowered in your crumbling denial long enough.
All right. Not sure what that did, but on we go. Now, a few people have complained that this stagecoach thing feels a bit like a mobile game and like a cheap mini game.
Remember our first meeting on the steps
I
of
don't
the
know.
university?
It's atmospheric.
The collegial handshake.
I can see how it could get old, but
That would doom us both.
beautiful presentation. Really
Insightful
stylish
questions
and
during my lectures gave me pause. And I recognized in you something of a kindred spirit.
just great narration and art design and music and the sound. It's fantastic.
We shared a keen fascination for archaeology, folklore, and, of course, occultism.
This is, of course, just the preamble to the real game.
The crossroads, where lost souls hope to find their way.
All right, so now we got to put together our party for the first run, basically, because this is a game of runs where you basically take the team on an adventure, and then you get more powerful and more powerful, like the first one. Except, from what I hear, don't get used to the characters because they kind of they're archetypes, but they don't keep going with you. I'll explain what I mean by that later. Anyway, so you got the man at arms, the highwayman, the grave robber, and the plague doctor. You can have a random party if you want. We'll go with that. Now, some people have complained that you can only have one of each character as well, which is kind of interesting because in the past you could have 4 lepers and or 3 jugglers or 3 jesters and 1 plague doctor, whatever. But now you can only have one of each archetype. The Valley. So this is the first actual game area.
Sacred and sputtering. The last hope for us all.
All right, let's continue on. But before we embark, and with that epic music in the background, I just want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon supporters: Caden, Dane Simonu, Daniel Funches, Bardi X, Brandon K, Ilya Gurovich, Pipuch, Noah Gudajan, Timmy Boy, X Up Omega, Jeffro of X3D, Hopeless, and Eunice. A hearty bunch of adventurers all, and I really support you. You guys really support me through my game dev journey in Whiskeybarrel Studios, and you of course get the weekly update. I've just been telling these guys about what's going on in my next game, so if you want to find out all about what's going on next, and it's pretty exciting, then you too can become a Patreon. Cheers everybody, thanks so much, you're the best. On we go, and I remember some of these names. Dismas I remember certainly from Darkest Dungeon 1. Barristan Selmy from Game of Thrones. So you're riding through this town. It kind of goes automatically. You can kind of adjust the steering, but there are things you can't avoid either, like
the bulwark of your denial is giving way.
Like this first battle. So much like the first Darkest Dungeon, it's the turn-based game. You have your 4 heroes versus their 4 enemies. The animations have been improved. They are now actually 3D models, subtly enough, just done with this fantastic just art design and very skilled modeling to make them still appear 2D, but they are 3D models. Alright, so the Highwayman Dismas is going first. You have your options there, and those little circles there tell you what you can hit. So we can hit the first 3 enemies, or the first 4 with that. That's their enemies there. Let's go with Wicked Slice against this guy. Just excellent character design. Now these characters have stress as well. She's tense. They're all tense because of their first battle. And, the light is pretty dim. You get little bonuses depending on what the light is like. These are our enemies. My strategy is never very good in these games. It's been ages since I played Darkest Dungeon 1. But I always would tend to sort of try and take out the strongest enemy first. I didn't do it, but we can't reach the strongest enemy. So just... I'm going to take out this guy. I'm not putting a lot of thought into this yet. But if I can reach the one at the back... What does that do? Absinthe heals you. Let's do a poison dart on the Widow. She's obviously the most powerful one. So we've lost, that enemy's dead. This one's bitten our guy. Oh, he's been blighted, so he's poisoned now. Rampart. Can we hit her? No. Defender, bolster. I kind of forgot what most of these skills do. And they're all kind of new in this game as well. Barristan's basically our tank though. Let's take it on. Let's just press some buttons and edge forward. So if you do Duelist Advance, it actually moves you forward one position, so he'll be in the front. And your attacks kind of change depending on where you are in the game, but let's try and take out this Widow. Because Widow's the one that's doing the most damage. Noxious Blast, Blinding Gas, Incision, another one. Can I reach her? I can't reach her for some reason. Blinding Gas. That'll take both of them. So that will probably reduce their ability to hit us. So a lot of strategy in this game, a lot of tactics. I remember I played the first game for hours and hours and hours. It's the voice is so good. And there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of strategy, a lot of tactics. Now, see that little thing there? That was a bit of stress. So he's lost some of his stress. It used to be up to 100 now, but it's between 1 and 10 now. What does Rampart actually moves you forward and knocks back the enemy? No. Let's take out this guy. Oh, he's still alive. Come on. Because for every one of them that's still alive, they basically get an attack, you know what I mean? Death blow. Okay, so they still have a corpse there though, so the corpse takes up a spot. So we need someone that can attack the ranged guys now. So who have we got? Wicked Slice. Why can't I reach her? Alright, that should get rid of her. Oh no, it didn't do anything. Another campaign of Run Through. The characters have these amazing sort of little personalities that, you know, they fight each other. They get filled with despair. You can actually get rid of the corpses though, which is what I just did then. I forgot about that. One thing that kind of like, I feel like in these games, sometimes the battles go on too long though, considering this, you know, even though it's the heart of the game, they do sometimes feel like sometimes they can drag on and drag on. Often that's basically a poor strategy, you know, if your strategy is not good. But anyway, the passes go on that die. So we've got some relics and some riches, which is your trinkets and currency that you can, you know, spend to upgrade your character archetypes and so on.
Shaken? There is so much worse in store.
Well, that's pleasant to hear. So now we continue along. I'm not sure what happens if you hit those, but your stagecoach has, where is the button? I think there's a button for it. Your stagecoach actually can take damage and so on, and armor and everything, and that basically gives you buffs and, you know, penalties. A lot of the stuff is all shown in the, you know, the help archives. Not sure I'm a huge fan of this because I mean it's all information that's at your fingertips, but I kind of like the little tooltips that popped up in Darkest Dungeon 1 a bit more. I mean they have tooltips, but ain't no one reading all that. Now we come to a town.
The place is a little worse for wear.
All right, so that was a simple quest.
Nonetheless.
And we've reached Torch and get some candles for reaching the inn. Should we buy some bread? We've got 52. Let's buy some. What do you do with that? How do I buy bread? No, we got some bread. I can't remember. All right. So he's our hero. He's having a rest. He's still a bit stressed. This is a beautiful scene. Look at just the design and the lighting. flames behind them, and just it's 3D, but it doesn't look 3D. You have this amazing the torchlight, the particles. Say one thing for this game: the art design is second to none. Let's give him some bread, make him cheer him up, and you can have some bread too. Okay. Now we have masteries we can learn.
However painful, is
Barristan, can you learn that?
of all.
Good. I don't know. That pistol shot was a good one. I'm obviously not really taking this too seriously today, but you can upgrade the different skills, and I've increased the damage of that one. Let's go to increase our pick to the face. Why not? And then another one for crush, because I seem to use that quite a lot. But you can't upgrade that now because you need more power. So just to ramp it is fine. Okay. At the Wainwright, you can upgrade your...
Plan accordingly.
Should we get that? Can't get that. Can we get that there?
This will serve well.
Okay, so it's basically a surgeon's table to heal you later.
Rain, fire, and rot. Is there no sanctuary from this madness?
So we can either take this path or this path, the sprawl or the tangle. Let's take the tangle.
Trenches and tents.
All right.
The front lines of a war that was never fought.
Rest the night and journey onward. Here we go. Again, yeah, I love the art and design of this game. I love the first one, and this one is just even nicer. It's just so atmospheric. One thing I will say, I did love that sort of the hub of the town and the dungeon straight underneath it. Taking the adventure on the road is kind of cool, but I'm not sure that the stagecoach adds all that much to the game. I don't know, what are your thoughts, those people who have played this game? I mean, I put about probably 20 or 30 hours into Darkest Dungeon 1. I never finished it. I got to the sort of third or fourth dungeon, beat a bunch of the bosses. The bosses get super hard in that game. Okay, now the map. There's a mini map you can look at.
War. Rewards only.
So these essentially are like the dungeons. You can kind of take little forks in the road. But we're going our first proper adventure now. Look at these spiked skewers. All right. You can choose. Hold the direction key. Can we go that way? We're going to go that way. Take the left fork. Crunch, crunch. Oh. Okay. I didn't feel like I was steering that. Oh, okay, our first bosses, enemies, sorry. So, same, a lost soul, an urchin who we haven't seen before, and a widow. Okay, so we're going to, Audrey, going to use your dagger. We've improved our skills a little, so hopefully we're a bit stronger. One thing that people have said about this game is that if you go into it thinking it's going to be the same as Darkest Dungeon 1, then you may be disappointed because it is different in the game loop. Mechanically, the battles are pretty much the same with some extra mechanisms. Oh, cool, this little sort of music box that can cause trouble. Excellent. But it's not so much about being attached to one group of heroes. It's about going through the runs with the heroes, letting them die, and then improving the hero archetype. So if that's, if you're okay with that, then you're going to have a good time. But if you don't like that, and you kind of liked the getting to know your heroes, and being with them as they live and die, and really feeling that loss, I don't think Darkest Dungeon has that. This is a bit more of a roguelike, and that you repeat the runs and runs. A lot of people have said it's kind of grindy compared to the first one, which was kind of grindy as well, but because the runs, I've heard, can take hours, it doesn't have the same feeling. But I think I would advise you to read the reviews on Steam before you make your own decisions. It certainly feels fun.
In crisis, no gain is insignificant.
Okay, we got some items. Nobody suffered any significant damage. It's a longer run though, so we're going to have to try and keep them alive. Now you can't really avoid those things on the road easily. Like, can I go around there? Oh, yeah, you can. Now I can kind of forgotten outpost.
Debasing themselves in the face of the end.
I don't mind the stagecoach. I like the look of it. I can kind of... Then the steering left and right's a little, you know... You can take it or leave it. Okay. So, Lost Battalion. Click and hold at hero. I don't want to know what they do with those relics. There's blood to spill. No, fight. She hasn't got anything to say. Okay. No fight left. Okay. There's blood to spill. Let's see what Barristan has to say. Okay, well, we avoided a battle, I think. Watchtower, unknown. We're going to go to the Watchtower.
Though decidedly inconvenient, at least we know what's coming.
You know, for my mind, this is definitely not a thumbs down kind of game. This is a well-made game by any measure. Highly professional. A pretty cool game loop from what I can see.
The fog is parted.
You know, maybe I would probably need a few more hours to really make up my mind. I like it so far. I think it's really cool. The Watchtower. Don't know what that did. That improved our scouting ahead so we can kind of see what lies in the distance as we continue our adventure. I don't really like the dodging of stuff. It's not that much fun. And then these things you can't avoid, so yeah, that does feel a little pointless. Easy battle ahead though. Good hit, Dismas. Alright. Paracelsus. Making short work of our enemy. Audrey. Ah, oops, I attacked the corpse. Why did I do that? Barristan, let's finish him off. See, if I hadn't messed up that attack with Audrey, that would have been a good hit, but I shouldn't. Yeah, it took a bit of damage. You know what? You do that, you make mistakes like that too many times, and it will come back to hurt you. So she's got a poison attack. It's not going to really do enough. Alright, easy battle though. Easy battle.
In this world, wealth is
Take everything.
Without purpose.
Leave nothing. So we continue on. Yeah, that's the one bit I would leave out because it really doesn't do much for you.
It's easier than holding out against it.
Okay, the desperate few. This poor band of stragglers. And they... What do they want? Oh, okay, that was just some info. We can skip all that. It's just... Oh, yeah. Assist us. What can we do for you? Any intelligence is good intelligence out here. The stores might hold rarities we lack. He wants to steal from them. Dearie me, they'll have to survive. Wow, heartless. Let's go with Barristan. Help these guys out. So we got some flame, a bit of comfort. And, you know, we did something good. But the more you do that, the more you can kind of split the party. And certain party members will start hating each other or form strong bonds. I obviously haven't played nearly enough. Whoa! There's a trap that we missed. But I have seen in videos where party members really form strong bonds and others fall by the wayside.
To replicate the dark song, albeit in a more conventional key.
Now, seeing all these things for the first time is really cool, but I don't know how repetitive that might get.
To the end of things, they waited for death.
Do we want this
And still they wait.
whistling along? Yeah, let's pick it up. So we got an obsidian drone pipe. A trinket. Okay. We've got inventory. Can we give it to any of our characters straight away? Why can I equip him with something right away?
Torch you bear.
Stale-brained. Okay. Oh yeah, so you can see their relationships. They're unfriendly, they're neutral, so they're already starting to fracture a little bit. You can get a pet. That's awesome. Trinkets. Let's give the drone pipe to Dismas because he wanted it. And Barristan, who's kind of my favorite because I love Barristan Selmy from Game of Thrones. He really went out. They did him wrong in the TV show. He really didn't go out like that in the books. Can we have that? No. Okay. Nothing good. All right, let's keep going. Tangled jungle here. And I'm obviously getting... The stagecoach is taking a bit of damage because I'm probably going a little too fast.
Our protection has been
Traps.
to its last.
So I wonder what happens if the stagecoach actually breaks. I guess it's all over. More stragglers.
And wanting.
That poor baby.
Off their earnest pleas.
Keep him out of the rain. What do they want? Assist us. They don't really tell you. Yeah, some... You know, you really want to read those if you want to really get the most out of the game. I'll watch the road while they tinker. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. We've got some wheels. They fixed their wheels up. Okay. It would be cool if they actually kind of told you what their story was a little bit. I wouldn't mind that kind of... But I guess if it's, you know, happens on hundreds of quests, they probably would need... It's kind of thing that like a chat GPT or AI could quite come up with some random style encounters that... Whoa! What was that? The light's going down. Okay. No, it still didn't. That didn't go down. That's weird. I'm not sure what that was. Crunch. Who's this fool? The hoarder. So he sells things. I got nothing I want for today. I mean, there are things we probably do want, but we're just doing a quick run today. Because you know in the games Gladiator, we never play things properly. That's just my trademark. I just do a pretty half-arsed job. Nothing I want. How do I leave, please? Leave me, desist. Do I have to buy something? No. Okay. See you later. Could have been a fatal mistake.
Opportunists.
Okay, now we're fighting some human enemies. Hatchetman and a Crackshot, who's the pistol man. Let's make short work of them if we can. They look a lot tougher than the Skellies, though. Good shot. Come on, Barristan. Do your thing. Okay, we got rid of the pistolman. There's only the one Hatchetman at the beginning. Poisoned him. She seems to be the weakest element of the party right now. I'm probably wrong, and I'm just not using her right, but she's not doing big damage. I used to always go with lepers in Darkest Dungeon 1. I love the leper class. They're sort of the, like Baldwin from Kingdom of Heaven, King Baldwin. I just love the look of them. It looked awesome. Take everything. How far are we from the end of this map? Let's check it out. Pretty close. Let's see if we can get to the end of this map, then we'll call it a wrap. What's that? Some Eldritch Nightmare. Oblivion's Rampart. What is that? A battle? A dungeon? A battle. What is that? What is that monstrosity? Oh my lord. Oh, okay. Oh my god. What a nightmare. Okay, alright, here we go. Now I just got real. Take a Noxious Blast. Blight. What are those things? I do not like the look of them. I do not like them, Sam, I am. They have a lot of health. Okay. Well, that suddenly ramped up. They got a lot of health. Okay, he's bleeding now. Now we're really going to see what this is all about.
Incremental.
They're terrifying.
All the same.
Crush. Come on, Barristan. I'd have 4 Barristans if it was up to me. I like the melee fighters. Bone weaving. What amazing creature design. You got anything to hit the front row? Nothing. Okay. Absinthe heals. We could heal. Only heals you though. Yeah, I don't like that character. I don't really know how to use it though. I haven't paid enough attention. So what happens when you're learning on the fly? Oh, you can't miss. That was our first miss of the game though, so. But a costly one. See if we can blind them. Maybe they'll leave us alone. Yeah, that worked. Oh, rampart. Push them back. Is that a good thing? Maybe they can't do as much damage from the back. Some creatures, you know, if you can knock them back, they are weakened quite a lot. They don't have access to their more powerful attacks. Barristan's going to die. No, no, no. Go out strong, my friend. Yeah, I've really mishandled this battle. Okay. So, I haven't been able to do my usual strategy of taking them one at a time, but Death's Door. Oh. Come on. It's one more hit on one of them. I can't seem to touch that first one. Okay. At least we got rid of that fool. Flesh weaving. Oh no, they're regaining health. Do not want. Do not want. Okay, tracking shot. Oh no, that means the next shot will be do more damage, but I'm panicking here. Oh no, no, no. Hit him hard. One. Okay, that's more like it. But they are regenerating as well. This has not gone well for our heroes. And there is no... You can't retreat, I believe. There is no retreating from this battle. So once you're in, you're in.
Another old soldier lays down.
Oh, dismisses. So when your comrades die, like in the first game, you can either break or you can be resolute. You know, your spirit's lifted and you gain a little buff and everything. And Dismas has decided to lift and has really stepped up his game. I should have taken out those healers. Oh well, live and learn. We just don't have a lot of damage dealing. Or at least not with the skills that I'm using. Oh, that hurt. And everyone's getting a little stressed now. All these buffs and things, which I'm not really familiar with what they do, but you're out. Get out of here.
A simple variable, easily resolved.
Come on. Oh yeah, okay. That's almost gone. Ah, the effects of this game are just doing my mind and they're amazing. Anything I could use on you? Okay, you're out. Only one fool to go. But they're right at the back, so not all our attacks will... Whoa. Whoa! So it just blew up and did a lot of damage to our heroes. But we won the battle. Even though we lost Dear Barristan. Got a bunch of stuff. And should we take his bones? Yeah, we'll take his bones. That's cute. In a really macabre way.
Whispers.
Is that the end? Yeah. I've had better company in the morgue. Paracelsus. Villain. You can't trust those plague doctors. So we roll on now to the inn. And our quest is complete. So we get a bunch of stuff.
This is a little worse for wear,
She got a quirk.
but familiar nonetheless.
She's a daredevil. Paracelsus is a daredevil. Stiff knees. Barristan bled to death. Alas, alas. And the empty chair. Really rubbing in. Tragedy. But you can, I believe, just bring new heroes in.
When survival demands it.
And yeah, you know, you can, of course, now recruit more people to the team as well. All right. I think we'll leave our heroes sitting by the fire, contemplating the horrors of their last journey. All right. So that's Darkest Dungeon 2. And, you know, I think certainly a lot better than the 75% mostly positive score that it's getting on Steam. I can see how people, miss the loop of the first game and being attached to their characters. They didn't really get far enough to sort of see what happens with new characters and so on. But I really did like that about the first game in the, the building up of the character heroes over many, many months. And then, when you see them die, it really meant something. The heroes being so disposable in this one, I'm not sure I would like that much. But I mean, I think that was the intent in the first one as well, is it not to get too attached to the heroes, even though we always did. I really do like the effects on the road and everything and all the different things you find. I wonder if they would get repetitive after a while, but then I guess so did the sort of little dungeon scenes in the first one. But definitely a game that if you did like the first one, read the reviews. There's a lot to love. There's a lot of polish. The sound design is amazing, as is the visual design, and a lot of depth to the combat. Combats, I do still feel like they go on for probably a little too long. I would like, quicker combats maybe, and, just as brutal. That's kind of fun, but like they do sometimes drag on a bit, 10, 20 minutes for a fight. And when you combine that over the course of a long run, I can see how that might get a bit grindy. But I'm really interested to see where this game goes and, what the patches and the DLC add to it and that kind of thing. It's a cool franchise. I'm not going to lie. When I first saw this came out, I thought, man, I would have loved to have made a Swords and Sandals game like Darkest Dungeon. And I actually even did have my own idea that was so similar to Darkest Dungeon. But by the time Darkest Dungeon came out, I was working on something else and I sort of abandoned it. If I ever did another Swords and Sandals game, I really would like to do a party-based adventure, kind of how they've done it in Darkest Dungeon. And there's so much to like about that sort of party-based system and the relationships between characters in the parties and the, just the strategies that work when you have more than one character, the synergies and that kind of thing. So yeah, Darkest Dungeon 2 is available now on Epic and Steam, and I think it's coming to the consoles. It may even be on the consoles now. If you like turn-based RPG battle games that are grim and designed to give you a real sense of loss, then Darkest Dungeon 2 may be the game for you. Until next time, my friends, I am, of course, Oliver Joyce, aka the Games Gladiator, and I'll see you later. Bye for now.